Okay, in 19.2, we are actually going to be calculating the surface area of shapes instead of just talking about what they're made out of. In middle school, you learned about the nets, but we are actually going to represent a formula that's going to represent the surface area. However, you can go back to thinking about what the net is because the formulas that we're going to come up with today are actually from the net. So if we take a triangular prism, it is made out of two triangles, and then three of these lateral faces, the one facing toward us, the one to the left side, and the one to the right side. So if we unfold it, we end up getting a giant rectangle, and we get two triangles, which means that the area, or the surface area, is going to be made up of the two triangles plus the rectangle. So what is the dimensions of the rectangle? Well, the entire dimension is going to be the perimeter of the base. So this is the perimeter of base multiplied by the height. And then if we just write down what those are together, it is the perimeter times the height plus the 2 multiplied by the area of the base. So if you want to write that down, this is the perimeter times the height, and this is 2 multiplied by the area of the base. And that is the surface area for any prism. So let's go ahead and try out some problems where it's perimeter times height plus 2 of the bases. So I'll go ahead and write that formula again. Surface area equals the perimeter times the height plus 2 of the bases. So we've got a gift box. We want to find out how much paper is needed to wrap around the box. So the perimeter is going to be 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6. So that's going to be a total of, let's see, surface area equals 8 plus 8 is, or 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 times 2 is 28. So 28 is our perimeter. Our height is 12. And then 2 of the bases, the top and the bottom, so that's going to be 6 times 8. So 2 times 6 times 8. 28 times 12. Oh, let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller because we're going to access my calculator here. So 28 times 12 plus 2 times 6 is 12 times 8. We get a total surface area of 432. So 432 centimeters squared because we're talking about area. All right, this next one here is a triangular prism. So we're going to do the perimeter. We need to figure out what the hypotenuse is. Let's see if these are divisible by anything fun. Dividing this by 2 is 5. This is 12. There is a special Pythagorean triple that is 5, 12, 13, which means that this one is 26. So our perimeter, so our surface area is our perimeter times our height plus 2 of the bases. Our perimeter is going to be 10 plus 24 plus 13. 10 plus 24 is 34 plus 13 is 47. And multiply by our height, and our height is 20. The area of our bases is 2 times, since we have a right triangle, we could just do base times height, so 1/2 base times height. Base is 24, height is 10. Those 2's are going to cancel out. 47 times 2 is 94, so this is 940 plus 240. I don't know, 1180, I guess. Who knows? We're doing this. We're doing math in our heads. I don't know. Let's go on to the next one. I want you to go ahead and pause the video here and find the area of these two prisms. All right, there you go. Why don't you go ahead and check those answers out. Okay, the next section we're going to be talking about is the surface area of a cylinder. A cylinder is just like a rectangular prism, except for the base is a circle. You can still unroll or unwrap the sides, and it still makes a rectangle, except that the length of the rectangle is just the circumference, because you go all the way around, and if we were to cut this in half, we were to unwrap it, we end up getting the perimeter of the base is just the circumference of the circle. So instead of us having surface area equals perimeter times height plus 2 of the bases, we could say the perimeter in this case is 2 pi r, because that's the circumference of a circle. So 2 pi r times height plus 2, and the area of a base of a circle is pi r squared. So let's go ahead and use that in our next problem here. So we'll use that surface area formula right there. We have a radius of 3 and we have a height of 9, so our surface area is going to be 2 pi radius, which is 3. Our height is 9 plus 2 pi r squared, and that's 3 squared. 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 9 is 54 pi. 3 squared is 9, 9 times 2 is 18 pi. 18 plus 54 is 72 pi. And then we can go ahead and get a rounded answer. I don't know, what do they want? Round this to the nearest tenth? Okay, we're going to round this to the nearest tenth. So we'll do 72 times pi. 226.2 centimeters squared. All right, let's go ahead and do the same thing for this one here. Once again, the surface area is 2 pi r times height, yeah. So 2 pi r times height plus 2 pi r squared. Yeah, that looks good. Our radius is 2.5, so our surface area is going to be 2 pi 2.5 times 2 plus 2 pi 2.5 squared. 2.5 times 2 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, so 10 pi plus 2.5 squared is, I don't know that one. What's 25 times 25? Oh, 6.25? Okay. 6.25 times 2 is 12.5. So we get 22.5 pi. 22.5 times pi. That'll give us 70.7 inches squared. In these problems, why is it best to round only in the final step of the solution like I just did? Well, it's so that you are not rounding multiple times, and the more that you round, the less accurate your answer is, so you want to definitely round at the end. Why don't you go ahead and pause it again before I do these two problems. What was it? 2 pi r times height plus 2 pi r squared. All right, so welcome back. So our surface area of this one is going to be 2 pi, our radius is 6 times height, which is 15, plus 2 pi 6 squared. Ooh, I don't know if I could do this in my head. 2 times 15 is 30, 30 times 3 is 9, d times 2 is 180. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. 36 times 2 is 72. 1, 2, 52 pi, maybe. Trying to make this video short for you guys. 791.7 centimeters squared. And then let's do the next one here. Oh, I definitely am not going to be able to do this one in my head. Surface area is 2 pi. Our radius is 36. times our height, which is 80, plus 2 pi, our radius is 36 squared. I think I'm just going to type that whole thing in the calculator. Make sure that our calculator can do PEMDAS here, so I don't even know what 36 squared is. All right, that's a large number. 26,238.6, 26,238.6. I think that's what I said. I don't know. All right, there you go. Your assignment, this is actually just half of the problems. I'm giving you just assignment 1 through 6. We'll talk about combined figures tomorrow. So there you go. Have a good one.